Bramborough back with some Grand Tactician Civil War on Very Hard, Very High. So where we left off the last episode, we were just entering the Battle of Lynchburg, where Hancock's Second Corps is being engaged by the Army of the Shenandoah and the Army of the Potomac on the Confederate side. And when I made the cut to deploy troops, I hadn't really registered that I'd already jabbered on for like an hour with all the 1.06 new toys, and decided I better just make that an episode in itself. But we're back now for the Battle of Lynchburg. So, gave us the Appomattox map, meeting situation. Union owns the objective, so it's de facto a defensive battle. Okay, fine. This is the same map where we fought the Battle of Charlottesville, by the way. And looking at the terrain, well, let's see. Our entry points are up here. We have no reinforcements coming. The Confederate entry point is down here. So this is where Army of the Shenandoah is spawned, somewhere in this area. And his obvious route to get to the Bigby place is to come right up the Richmond-Lynchburg Stage Road. So that is where I have deployed a defensive position. Some nice high ground overlooking the approaches in the town of Appomattox. I've got my rifled artillery back up here. I think they're far enough back where they should be able to fire well over the defensive position into this area. Actually, they should be able to fire as far as the town of Appomattox. And then I've got had some engineering points, enough to do these earthworks along here, vice breastworks. And one of the bugs that is supposed to be fixed in 1.06 is corrected the upgraded parapet bugs. So I figured, okay, let's take them at their word. And I have I didn't have points to upgrade them all the way up with the abattis and everything. But they are upgraded one level. So these are reinforced parapets all along here. Basically max cover. Best cover available in the game for these 4 brigades in the parapets. And then I put quite a few reserve brigades. We've got all the 2 Hall rifle brigades over here on this flank, the Mississippi guys on this flank, and then I've got a nice brigade here to react in the center. It needs to go up and relieve on station. As I mentioned earlier, the rifled artillery back here, the smoothbore battalions, one on either flank to kind of enfilade fire through here. And then, you know, I've mentioned it multiple times, it's a bad idea to put artillery in fortifications, but I'm doing it again. I've put my 24-pound howitzers right here in the middle. And I am sure I will regret that, but I'm kind of wondering if maybe I didn't see a mention of it, but maybe there's a bug related to that issue I've had in the past. Maybe that's been fixed too. One can hope. We'll see how the howitzers do. And with that, oh yeah, and then I've got Cav way out on the flanks, and they're gonna come up here like I've done before in other battles, and just make sure that Johnston, it should be Johnston coming up first. Just make sure Johnston is coming the way that we think he should, and we'll adjust the plan if necessary. Okay, Palmer's Cav Brigade under Sheridan's command has caught sight of Johnny Reb, and they are in fact, we've seen more right when I started the here we'll see a few more brigades. There's several brigades in here, and they are coming down the Richmond-Lynchburg road as expected. Some of these brigades look pretty small. There are some guys coming over this way. Need to keep an eye on what's happening here. Oh, by the way, Custer was defamed in the last battle. I didn't replace him. However, you know, his men are confident, I guess. So, yeah, whatever. I did not see a rehabilitated message. I don't think there's been time for that, but I guess everything else is good enough where it's not bugging them too much after their ignominious rout at Charlottesville. Palmer's brigade did a great job during that battle, but both of those brigades are also quite low, and that's not because of enlistments. Both of these cav units did take pretty significant casualties at the last battle. Anyway, so things are kind of shaping up as expected, and we'll just I'll just watch Johnny Rib come on down, and I'll be back when it looks like we're closer to some fighting. Okay, he's routed. Sorry. got my mouse pointer right there on the edge of the screen. Was that lost vision, or did that unit just disintegrate? Alright, go pop those guys. No, they're still there. Just for some reason. I'm not getting... Okay. Okay, he's done. Route that infantry. As you do a giant pinwheel to align for it. No, these guys. And he's showing his flank. I'm about to get probably about to get Palmer defamed here. What are you doing? Halt. Halt faster. Rotate. Great. Now, these fellas. Well, he doesn't even have any guns. Okay, screw those guys. Oh, they're routed anyway. Does this guy have any guns? Well, he doesn't now. Guess I should pay attention to what's going on in the main front. Okay, they're still just forming up over here. Fine. What's Taylor doing? Taylor's more than halfway done with his breastworks. Rifles are in position. So let me limber them up one at a time so I don't mess with the smoothbore battalions. Rotate these guys just enough to get everybody firing. Now they're counted as melee right now because of this routed unit moving through them. And it's broken anyway. So I wonder if we can capture these guys a little easier than before if we charge them. And give us a reason to build that POW camp in 1.06. So there's melee happening. Palmer's not taking any losses. I don't know if well, 4th Brigade is. Those might actually be captures instead of kills. Charge him again. Am I... Okay. Still fine. Custer's not about to get in trouble. Okay. Yeah, it's taking 100 more casualties. Those might be captures. What division is this? This is 6th. That's Confederate guys. Prisoners taken, 235. Great. Charge him again. Okay, I think he just got wiped. Maybe. Grab those guys. Okay. Well, looks like these... Okay, they're just shifting a little bit here. Yeah, looks like all our rifles are firing up here. Nice. Looks like these smoothbores are firing. Looks like the howitzers are firing. No. Howitzers over here. Looks like the howitzers are firing. Looks like that guy doesn't have any shots. What if... Go and put him... maybe here. I've talked before about artillery firing cones, firing arcs displayed on the map. You know what? I've just kind of stopped worrying about it. There's just too many cases where it looks like a target is not in their cone or in their displayed LOS, but they fired on anyway. And then other times when it looks like a unit, a target unit, should be well within their cone and they don't fire at it. In general, it seems to me that artillery tends to find, whether it's effective or not, who knows, but they seem to find a little bit more targets than sometimes their LOS indicates, on balance. Get him again. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it and kind of looking, just putting him in places that look like it ought to be okay. And slightly more than 50% of the time, it is. Did you get him? Not yet. Oh, they're exhausted, though. I probably ought to pull them back and let them. Okay, Rockbridge Artillery, I'm going to let you go. There's hardly any prisoners to scoop up in these anyway. And looks like Van Dorn is coming back, so they're a little bit tired of you messing with them. Let's just pull Palmer back to... let's bring him back to like this. You've had your fun. Got you some POWs. Let's see how many he's bagged. First Cav. 400 prisoners taken. Start moving before Van Dorn gets too close. Want you back over here and kind of get you rested up before more flank action later in the battle. Okay, looks like Taylor is done with his breastworks. He's starting. He's manned him up. However, he's kind of off center. I'll back him up just a little bit here. So that he can man them properly and get green quality cover, vice yellow. I don't know what the specific stat differences are, but I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that green is better than yellow. And it is almost 1800. It is August. So we've still got 3 hours before sunset. Okay, Palmer's moving now. And Sheridan leaves them in the dust. Yeah, don't go too far. Get him back in your command radius so he doesn't get the morale debuff. He's got to go. He may have to do some fighting here. All right. Palmer's about to emerge from the woods. I think he'll get away before getting engaged. Good cohesion, good morale, fine on loss resilience. They're just tired right now. You know, this cavalry unit is 2 stars and just has done good work, but already this battle and in the last battle, still not to a perk slot. And that is because, I think, cavalry do not get perk slot XP from firing dismounted. They get it from melee. They get it from firing mounted, which is why sometimes I leave them mounted, like I did there. And they get it from firing dismounted in loose order, but not simply from shooting dismounted. So at least the way that I've been using cavalry, they level up their XP for perk slots pretty slow. Okay, Sheridan, you can come on back. I think we can fast forward time here. I doubt the Confederates, the Rebs are going to do much before nightfall. Okay, now these are the last known positions of the Confederate brigades. They might also redeploy during the night as well. Other than that, no, let's find out. Nope, they didn't move. And they're starting to move it. Okay, this guy's feuding. He's like, screw it, I'm charging with my 400 dudes. Parsons, come on down. Oh, need to unlimber that. Who is panicked? What the hell? Who are these guys? Van Dorn's detachment. Somehow Van Dorn's skirmishers, Van Dorn's way over here someplace by the Harris place, or he was at nightfall. Somehow his skirmishers got sent way over here, routed. Wait, are they routed? Yeah, they're routed. But they walked right through that artillery battalion and routed them in the process. That's some BS. That is some random overnight just bullshit right there. At least he's not leaving the field. He may rally here. He's huddled up to Hancock. We'll give him some kind, reassuring words. Or do I need to actually put him on rally to do that? Yeah, I thought I might make him move. Yeah, take that off. I don't want you moving around. Here. Well, and now I can't. I suspected that was a bad idea. Maybe I should have just left him alone. Okay, I don't want these guys to move. They're in cover. Just want them to rotate just a little bit. Okay, these guys are firing on Parsons. Good. Howitzers are... I don't know what they're firing at. I don't see any little target symbols. They're shooting at something, though. So, that's fine. Rains, Loring, Clark, Walker, Pemberton. Okay, I'm not seeing Van Dorn in here. Or Sibley. So they're off somewhere over here still, leaving Palmer where he is. Matter of fact, I might scooch him up a little bit here. Get your scouts back out. Just kind of... There they are. Just activating the scouts was enough. Okay, they're just hanging out. Van Dorn, Sibley, and Martin. Great. Stay over there as long as you want. This brigade is not even twice as big now as Cutler's pickets. Just letting it develop. Eventually the Confederates, eventually they will attack. We don't need to wait in 1x speed, though. How you doing, Parsons? Not looking too hot for you there. Cutler's pickets are getting a little toasty, though. Let's go ahead and pull them in. Get back in time. There you go. Oh, shit. What's going on? They're moving. Okay. Well, I didn't really, when I placed these parapets, I didn't really think so much about Creek blocking LOS. That's as far as Cutler can shoot. Let's rotate these skirms. Alright. Parsons is wavering and falling back. He's taken 50% casualties, and he didn't have many men to start with. What is Slack? Are they all... They can't be retreating already. They're not... You know, that can't be right. What is the morale situation? 56, 50. They're actually higher morale than we are. So I don't know what these infantry are doing. They're already bugging out? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, Beauregard is on the field somewhere. This is the Confederate-owned entry point. However, troops can arrive by uncontrolled entry points. So, ooh, I didn't notice this one earlier. That one's Confederate-owned. And it might be Confederate-owned because Beauregard just marched over it. I don't think that was read before. So Beauregard might be coming like this. I think maybe Custer needs to figure that shit out. Come on over here. Get scouts out. Okay, well that wound up not lasting very long. Custer did catch sight of, they're not in vision now, but Beauregard is coming this way. He caught sight of a unit or two coming down this road. So I'm pulling him back to here. He should be able to see across here just fine. And there are some units starting to move forward in the center, not waiting for Beauregard to get here. There comes Parsons again. So Slack's coming up too. I was just banging away at this troop concentration right here. These guys still aren't moving. Okay, it looks like Cav is making a charge there. Go ahead and pull those skirms in. Rotate these skirms. battery, or battalion rather, routed and falling back. Whatever happened to my routed artillery back here? Hey, they're wavering now. Why don't you go get your guns back? Where were those guns? Here. Get back on your guns. Sluggards. Aha. Okay, so this brigade and the parapets, they rotated a little bit. And these are upgraded. And so what one would often see in the past is that once they rotated a little bit, they wouldn't have the cover anymore. And then you could not snap them back in. But they just moved a little bit, they're still in cover. So that's a good thing. May have moved Custer back just a little too far. But, well, from here, he's also able to see this road as well. I'm going to leave him right where he is. You should be able to see units here and units here. I think he's okay. That cav is getting skirm fire, howitzer fire, and proper infantry brigade fire. That can't be too comfortable. Right now, is that Slack or Parsons? Slack. Right now Slack is just getting skirm fire. Frankly, that might be enough. Oh, he's getting some arty fire too. Well, no, this cat back here is getting some arty fire. That's good. These dudes are sitting on their heels. I think that's fine. Those guys aren't moving. I wonder if Beauregard is just like setting up a position over here. He should have been over here by now. Custer. Let's go about here. See what you see. See what your scouts see. Carter's brigade has taken about, I don't know, 35% losses, whatever 250 out of 650 is. Okay, he's wavering, starting to fall back. Then Anderson's going to come up and step into the cauldron there. Yeah, Slack taking some casualties in the skirms, who aren't happy. They're getting a little toasty. Alright, come on back in. Yeah, earlier that messed up firing cone for Cutler's brigade, I think, was just lagging a little bit behind the skirmishers having been there. I can't see his firing arc right now. I see Browns. Ah, there it is. Okay, so there's some... they're in line. They're not in column. Which means it's going to take them forever to march. And they would be in column if they were, you know, coming all the way over here on that road. So they're setting up a position for some reason over in this area, I think. Or maybe they just formed into line because they saw Custer from quite a distance away. So anyway, he's keeping an eye on Beauregard. Palmer's keeping an eye on this division over here. And so far, Johnston's rather depleted units at the start of the battle are just making a central frontal assault piecemeal straight into the parapets. Casualty situation is 2,300 to almost 700. They have inflicted some casualties. Some of that, we went overnight, so some of that could be attrition. Let's check that real quick. Yeah. So out of that 700, about half were overnight attrition from the deployment phase. So we've only taken about 350-ish combat casualties. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. And his number will have been a little bit elevated from that as well. So out of that 2,300, he may have taken perhaps 1,800 combat casualties. All enormously in our favor, of course. Either way. So Johnston's getting mauled pretty good, but because Beauregard's men are on the field somewhere, and the Army of the Potomac is the larger of the two Confederate armies, we've still got a fairly low percentage. But if it were Johnston by himself, he might be close to something like, more like 15% casualties, not 8. Oh, that calf's coming. Oh, that's yet another calf brigade coming in for their try. I think Brown can put skirms back out. Okay, there goes Slack. Now it is Pemberton's turn. Let's rotate him a little bit. Yeah, 7th Brigade has been the focus of the assault. They've taken less than 200 casualties in these reinforced parapets. And he may not even be getting full... I'm not sure that that cover bonus applies to these guys sticking out over here. It might. I just don't know how sophisticated the game mechanics are for that. Those guys haven't moved. Okay, some of these guys are in line, but some are in column. They're still coming. Cohesion loss from moving in line through the forest like that. Oh, there's another customer. Here comes McLaws. Join the party, McLaws. What's Cutler doing for ammo? It's still alright. 45 rounds per man. I wonder why these guys are still sitting over here. And I wonder why these guys are doing jack diddly. For that matter, he may be wondering why Barlow's division is just hanging out themselves. Well, you know, Beauregard's eventually going to be here. However, if anybody runs out of ammo during this fight, it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be Cutler. I'm just going to ease Corcoran a little bit over this way so he can be in place to just kind of take Cutler's place in line if it winds up we need to do that. Those guys limbered or okay, they're unlimbered. Here, face that way. Do something. See if you actually get any shots from that. Yeah, he's got shots. And he's not that far back from the parapets either. He's able to fire over them, apparently. And his cone would suggest that he can. Okay. You've redeemed yourself, Ricketts. For the moment. Okay, we're at over 10% now for Confederate casualties. 3,200 to 700. Alright, well that attack has completely dissipated. One wavering small infantry brigade here. Toombs isn't interested in coming forward. this, yeah. I guess this must be Jackson's division here. They've done nothing. Their artillery is firing a little bit. Speaking of which... Oh, crap. I told him to lay down yesterday. Before the deployment. He's been sitting there standing up the whole time. Oops. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good chunk of our casualties right there. About 150. Okay, Cutler, how you doing for ammo? You're still doing... You know, while we've got a lull here, Cutler, you've done a fine job. Why don't you come back in reserve with your division over here? And we'll have Gibbon's division extend and put Corcoran into these works. Beauregard's army is just a mess. They're all clogged up, getting in each other's way in this clump. Yeah, these guys went into line, still going along the road, and then the guys in column behind them are... They just got total traffic jam going on here. Some with low fatigue, some with low cohesion. All right. Let's do a little bit of fast forward action here. Forest cover. And, boy, that didn't take long. Off you go. Next customer. Let's get back up here and see how these brigades are maneuvering. Custer to do a delaying action here. Dismount. Loose order. Advance up to the edge of this forest. Get your Spencers working on those guys. It's a decent sized brigade, but it's not huge. 1,800 men. These guys are tired, which means that doesn't mean that they're low morale just because they're tired, but they will be more vulnerable to other low morale effects. This may not be a good idea. Okay, Lawton's brigade in front, so that's where most of the fire is coming from. It's smaller than Custer's and slower firing. As long as he's not taking 2 infantry brigades worth of fire here, let this firefight continue. Get up closer so that when I do give the order to fall back, it'll be quick. Skirms out here just to delay Trimble even more. They're all coming through these woods. That's going to take some time. I think these guys have got enough time. We'll see. Alright, Custer, how you doing? He's taking some losses. He's delivered quite a few, though. He's getting the better of this firefight so far. Of course, he's burning through ammo. When he gets to about 30, I'm just going to fall him back. Hopefully without him running into the same issue that he did in the last battle, where his flank got too exposed. delivered about 850 casualties, taken 200. If he could break these brigades, that would be magnificent. Look how fast he burns through ammo, though. When we're on 1x speed, too. Yeah, he's turning those guys up. But it's getting low. Okay. Fall straight back. $750, 400, over 1,000 casualties delivered there in exchange for a little over $250. Picked up another star. And I'll put him in loose order. Yeah, he's still got a ways to go before opening his perk slot. Okay. These guys finally doing something? Maybe. It looks like they're retreating. Oh, yeah. They may have gone into the pre-retreat retreat. I think that may be what's happening. Did I mount Custer? I did not. I don't know if we're going to get much done here. Now these guys are in force, moving slow. I think Palmer should be able to catch up to them. And pull those scouts in. I mean, my guys have to cross the darn creek. Well, I guess it's a creek. Appomattox River. Very least should be able to bag this artillery battalion. Those guys still advancing? No, keep going. Alright, their artillery's bagged. We can engage those guys. Cav versus Cav. They may not have mixed Cav weapons, but I bet they don't have anything as good as Spencer rifles. Well, I say that, but the Confederacy did go heavy in industrialization and diplomacy. He might have some pretty good weapons. Okay, Cav is done. Or artillery. Let's see if color can get turned around right on top of the creek, and then that's going to take him a while. That may trash his fatigue and so forth. Custer's got Spencer's. Palmer has Henry's. Leaving them mounted, trying to get them some XP. How's Custer doing? Well, the Keys needs to go to long range. We can move Custer in for an attack, which would be pretty suicidal if it wasn't for this infantry behind Trimble's brigade. Okay, they've turned around and are facing the infantry now. Custer comes up behind. Now he's turned to face Custer. Oh, he's caught completely from both sides. We're about to go into formal retreat mode. 20%. I don't know if we're gonna really catch up. Okay, how's Palmer doing? He's doing some kind of wacky stuff that's exposing his flank. Don't do that. Okay, Trimble's broken. Alright, let's see if we can bag some more prisoners here. Maybe it would have been smarter to do that with this infantry. Charge him again. Get some POWs. I thought I told this guy to move. No? Custer's out of... We're getting low on ammo. Which he doesn't need for his current job of capturing folk. 1,100 casualties in Trimble's brigade. Getting closer. Keep marching there. Lansing, whose guys are tired. These guys aren't going to catch anybody. Palmer's still trying to get to a spot where he can shoot at Van Dorn and tiring himself out in the process. Oh, he's taken 600 more casualties just since the last time we looked. I gotta think that's prisoners. Charge him again. Oh, you need to be in long range, but I can't tell him to do right now. Have the major victory. $2,100 casualties. Oh, and Keyes is in melee as well, so he may be getting some prisoners. How is Palmer doing? He's just completely confused himself. He's not doing jack. Oh well, you did good early in the battle. Sheridan's yelling at him. Oh, Lansing got off a shot right at the end. Okay. 8,500 casualties in the Confederate force. 1,300 of which was cav and 6,000 of which was infantry, and he lost most of his guns. We did lose some guns. I think that was that little battalion that inextricably or inexplicably routed for no good reason. Something wacky with the overnight deployment in that Confederate skirm. Did lose some cav. Both of the cav brigades did pretty good work in this battle, and less than 1,000 losses in the infantry, 1,200 overall. I think that is a major federal victory. Okay, let's look and see total how many we captured. Yeah, strength report. Well, it says prisoners taken 0. That is, oh. Oh, that's among our... Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. That's a huge chunk of their losses. Out of that 8,500, almost 3,200 were captured. 800 by Sheridan and Palmer in the 6th Division, and 1,700 by Negley and Custer. Also some by the 1st Division over there. I don't really know how 3rd Division... Yeah, they were advancing, and I think they did rout a unit over on that side. So now the question is, in 1.06 it said you'll be given a choice of what to do with customers. So let's see if it gives us that choice. Or maybe we need to actually have a POW camp somewhere before we get that choice. And that's pretty significant, because out of all the wounded, out of all the other casualties, the casualties inflicted here, some portion of those go back into service, or at least into the manpower pool. Which actually, I don't know the answer to that. As wounded guys get, I don't know if it goes directly back into their same brigades, or if it just goes back into the manpower pool. I think it goes back into their brigades. These guys, though, if we got them in a POW camp, will not. So that's essentially equivalent to KIA in terms of, you know, continuing service later. So I think it is worth building some POW camps, is all I'm getting at there, and why I was looking at this. And I don't, I mean, I've charged routed units plenty of times in the past, and I don't remember getting that kind of captured numbers before. All right, enough of that. There it is, Battle of Lynchburg. 2 Confederate corps-sized armies repulsed, and we should be capturing Lynchburg as soon as we come back out onto the campaign map. Hancock getting some fame. Ricketts fallen to disgrace. Yeah, I'm cool with that. That was bullshit. Screw you, Ricketts. Support for the rebel cause waivers. We also captured 5,000 weapons. And given all the diplomacy and industrialization investment that the Confederacy has done, there might be some pretty good weapons in there. Including the artillery. Okay, I'm not seeing Lynchburg being captured yet. This tooltip has been updated. There's always been one for the cities. Recruiting soldiers in this state and creating companies nearby reduce the workforce potential, which leads to lower corporate production. Oh, time's not running. Maybe that's why we're not capturing Lynchburg yet. Actually, Army of the Northwest was not involved in that battle and is not currently retreating or in rearguard action. Let's advance time a little bit. No, yeah, we're capturing Lynchburg now. Okay, well, I think that will do for that episode. I think that may have dragged on a little bit longer than I intended because I blah, blah, blah away. Second Corps has picked up its third perk. I wonder if there's new perks. No? Doesn't look like it. These look pretty much the same. Yeah, those are the same. And we have flying column, pontoon train. Okay, I'm gonna ponder that question later. Let's just take a quick look and see how our siege is going before I cut out. About the same. Slight advantage in our favor, not overwhelming. All right. Anyway, if you like what I'm doing here and want to see more of it, I mean, more of it's coming anyway, regardless. But you know, leave a like, leave a comment, maybe even a sub. But in any case, thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate it.